Hey guys, Slynk here with another tutorial, and today we're going to be taking a look at Serato Studio. Now, in my last video, we were talking about Serato Sample, and I think Serato Sample is kind of more geared towards people who are already producers. You know, you might already have a DAW and you're just looking for a cool sampler, right? Well, Serato Studio takes everything that Serato Sample already has and expands on that. It's a standalone app that you can use to write a whole song with. Essentially, it's a digital audio workstation. It's sort of similar to Ableton, except it's a lot more simplified and kind of geared towards beginners. And especially if you're already a DJ, you're going to pick it up really quick. And I think this software is actually going to be the gateway drug that takes a lot of people's music careers from just a DJ to DJ, producer, songwriter. And it's pretty cheap. You know, you can limp in for $10 a month, or you can buy the whole thing outright for $200. And with my discount code, Slynk Studio, you get 2 months free. So you might as well give it a try, right?
Hey, that's pretty good.
All right, let me show you how it works. Okay, so here we are in Serato Studio, and just to start with, I'll talk about the layout so you guys, know where everything is and can kind of get your bearings in the software. So in the top right here, this is kind of what I would call the sequencer. Right now we have a drum deck in here, which contains an 808 drum kit, but we can add an instrument or a sampler. And this is kind of where we're going to be sequencing and adding all the different layers of the song. Down here in this bottom section is the browser, and we can access our drum samples and instruments and plugins and effects. This kind of crate system will be familiar to you if you're a Serato DJ user. And actually you can link your Serato DJ library to Serato Studio. You can just go up to settings, library, and then just turn on these two guys, and you can get your iTunes library in with your Serato DJ library. It's pretty cool. You can browse your files, and if you have some plugins installed, you can even search for Serum and use Serum if you like. So the browser is really nice and quick to search, and you can create your own crates and put all your favorite stuff in there. If we click this button here, it'll flip us over to the song view, and this is where we're going to be sort of building the song. After we've created all the different pieces of the song, we're going to piece it all together down here and maybe add some extra audio and stuff. And then this section up here is kind of where we're going to be adjusting the parameters for each of the sounds that are within this area. So for example, if I click on this kick drum, we can see some options pop up here, like we can key shift it, I can turn a filter on, I can just turn it down a bit. And if I click this tab here, I can even add one of the effects onto just the kick. And also by having this tab on, I can go ahead and add whatever effect I'd like to the drum kit itself. Or if I have an instrument deck, I can add effects to the instrument deck independently of the drum kit. Okay, so before we get into the nitty gritty of adding different layers for a song and basically building a song from scratch, I want to show you one way to use Serato Studio, which is really powerful, especially for DJs. So for example, I have this song that I wrote with Granular Sumo called People Get Up, and it's 6 minutes long. It's a bit too long. So as a DJ, I want to trim it down and make a shorter version of it to play. Oh, and by the way, if I click this button here and then click the song, it'll preview it for us. So cool, let's just grab it and drag it into the song view and just drop it in there. As soon as I did that, it recognized the key of this song and adjusted our global key to F. So we're in F minor, and it also automatically detected the tempo of this song and changed the project's tempo to the same tempo as the song that we just dragged in. Pretty cool. So let's zoom out so we can see the whole song. And I love these colored waveforms. You can really see where the breakdowns are, where the drops are, and everything. Makes it really fast to work with. So my plan here is to take the second drop of the song and just paste it over where the first drop of the song is, so that we're just cutting out all this middle stuff. So let's find the second drop. I think it's over here somewhere. Yep, right about there. And if we want to confirm that that marker is in the right spot, I can just push the plus key on my keyboard to zoom in and the minus key to zoom out. So I'll add a cue point here. Now I can do that by clicking this button right here, or just pushing the number 2 key on my keyboard. And now we can just I can tell that the first drop begins right there on that line, not even by listening to it. You can just see it. So I'm just going to drag this clip just like that. And we're done. Now we have a 2-minute version of this song, which is going to be a lot more DJ friendly. Let's take a listen to see if this is, seamless and if it works. That's it. Now we can just go up here, file, export song. Simple as that, we're done. Or are we done? Maybe we want to add a little bit more pizzazz, you know? Let's jazz this thing up with an acapella. So let's flip back to my library, my acapellas folder. Maybe I'll use this Sticky Buds and K-Lab Clap Your Hands acapella that they were nice enough to give to me. This acapella is in the key of E minor and it's 105 BPM. When I drag this in, it's going to be out of key and the wrong tempo, but Serato Studio has automatically detected the key of this song, pitched it up by 1 semitone to match our key of the drum and bass song that we have, and it's also adjusted the tempo from 105 BPM to 174. Now that's quite a large jump. So what we might do instead is go downwards from 105 to 87. So we're essentially halving the tempo, and that's less of a jump, so it won't sound as weird. So let's solo this channel and we'll try to find a spot in this acapella that we want to use. I think somewhere around here will be good. Yeah, so right here, I'm just going to click a key point right there and we can take a listen to it.
Clap your hands now, people clap now. Clap your hands now, people clap your hands.
Beautiful. Okay, let's get rid of this orange clip out of here and we'll just use clip number 2. We'll just drag it right in and drop it in there and we can trim off the excess. Now we've got clap your hands now sort of twice right on this drop. Let's see how it sounds and we'll unsolo this channel now. All right, it's a little bit quiet, so we can just come over here and turn it up a little bit. And maybe, not that there's much low content in this acapella, but we'll just take some out just to be safe. And if we open up the effects tab, we can even add an effect to this acapella as well. Maybe we'll do a dub echo. Sure. Let's see how that sounds now. Awesome to the max. So that's one way we could go about it, and then we could just Control C, Control V, add it in again, and then maybe we want some more here for the outro. And we don't have to stop at one acapella, we could add a second acapella too. Let's see what else we got here. This might work. Like a gypsy. Stop, whoa, back it up now, let me see your hips swing. Yeah, perfect. That's some real New Zealand hip hop right there. So I've just dragged it in. It's automatically detected the key, blah, blah, blah. You know, it just works, okay? Can't you see that I need a girl that can move? Okay, that first cue point is really not working for us. We want to use the start of the song here. Oh shit, shake that ass, while moving like a gypsy. Stop, whoa, back it up now, let me see your hips swing. Yeah, there we go. Let's drop that in here. And it's definitely a lot quieter. You can tell just by looking at the waveform. So what I think we might do is add a compressor or a limiter and we'll just boost it up. Oh shit, shake that ass while moving like a gypsy. Stop. Let's see how this sounds. Oh shit, shake that ass while moving like a gypsy. Stop. Oh, back it up now, let me see your hips. Oh shit, shake that ass while moving like a gypsy. Stop. Oh, back it up now, let me see your hips. Yes, that's exactly what this song needed. That was so easy. Okay, so I've got an idea here. This Savage Swing acapella is pretty awesome, and it would be kind of lame to just play it looped twice. So let's kind of jazz it up a bit. And I think a fun way to do that is to maybe start to use these kind of features up here. We'll use a sampler. So we'll flip back over to our browser and I'm just going to drag this acapella into here and that will automatically create a sampler. It's automatically picked a few samples for us to use and we can access them using our 1 to 8 number keys on our keyboard. And it's just randomly placed a few samples. If you watched my Serato sample video, then you know how all this works. If we don't like those samples, we can click find samples again and it will pick a different set of samples. Anyways, and then over here, we're going to use this area to kind of sequence the samples that we want to play. So I think first of all, we should probably add a limiter on there and so it's nice and loud. Look just like you, but lean back or you. Bang with up down, let me see your hip. Up down, let me see your hips. Okay, so let's find a good spot. I think hip swing will be cool. Hip swing, oh shit. And then we'll grab, let me see ya. Let me see your hip swing, hip swing, hip swing, hip swing. Let me see your hip swing, hip swing, hip swing, oh shit. This is so awesome. Maybe I'll just delete these other key points so we don't get confused about what's what over here. So we just have 2 key points that we're going to be using. Hip swing, hip swing, hip, hip swing, something like this.
Hip swing, hip swing, hip swing, hip swing. Oh shit, 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 hip swing.
That's awesome. Let's call this hip swing. And then we'll copy it here. Hip swing. Let me see ya. Let's see how that sounds.
Hip swing, hip swing, hip swing. Let me see your hip swing, hip swing, hip swing. Let me see your hip swing, hip swing, hip swing. Let me see your hip swing, hip swing.
That's perfect. Let me see ya. And let's do one more with just nothing at the end. All right. This is so good. We can just drag these scenes now down into our project. So we'll go hip swing, and then we'll go like a let me see ya. Then we'll do like a hip swing, and then we'll sort of like end it off with nothing at the end to transition back into clap your hands now. Let's see how that sounds.
Now let me see your hip swing, hip swing, hip swing, hip swing. Oh shit, hip swing, hip swing, hip swing. Let me see your hip swing, hip swing, hip swing. Oh shit, hip swing, hip swing, hip swing. Clap your hands now, people.
Yes. Yes, that's so perfect. All right, so I think I've got this edit where I like it. So let's go down here to master, and I'll just click on this part. What we can do is maybe add a compressor. We'll just turn this up a little bit. You know, the combination of this fully mastered song with the acapellas are kind of boosting the volumes of everything a little bit too high. So just adding a little bit of compression will help make the songs sort of glue together.
Oh shit, hip swing, hip swing, hip swing. Let me see your hip swing, hip swing, hip swing.
Right, that would probably be too much compression. So we'll just go a little bit, just something like that. And then bang, click the export song button up here and you're done. Okay, that was heaps of fun, but let's get serious and start writing our own songs from scratch. So I've set the BPM of our new project here to 140 because I think we might try and write a trap song. Now by default, we have a clean 808 drum kit loaded in and I want to make a beat. So let's choose the genre of beat that we want to make. So trap, I guess. And then we'll just click this button and it'll make a beat for us. And if we want it to be longer, we can just click this plus button. And if we don't like that beat, we can just click it again. Now this drum kit is pretty basic, but the great thing about Serato Studio is that it actually comes with a ton of sounds that you can download. There's heaps of packs on their website. I have definitely downloaded all of those kits. I guess we can try and find a new kit that will work. Maybe if we type in trap, we can find a few kind of trap kits here. What about this one? Let's try this out. We can add some swing as well just by turning this knob. I don't think swing really works with trap. Maybe some trap, but maybe not for this drum pattern. So that's a cool drum pattern. I might just copy that over to a new scene and see what else we got. Okay, that's rad. Let's grab another one. That's cool except for these kicks at the start. Maybe we can go like this. Okay, we got a few drum beats to mess around with here. Maybe let's add some kind of instrument. We'll go into the instruments tab. Oh, it actually automatically opened the instruments tab when I clicked that button. That's pretty cool. Well, I don't know, maybe some pianos? I'm just gonna type trap in here again and see what we get. This one sounds pretty cool. And what key do we want to write this song in? Let's go with F. And I can use my MIDI keyboard or my number keys on my keyboard. Just like that. I was using the number keys on my keyboard. So with this play in key button enabled, our choices of what notes to play are limited by what key we're in right now. Any note that I press right now is going to be in key. But if I turn this off, I can play any note whatsoever. Let's find some bass lines. You know what? I've got some bass samples we could probably use. There's a bunch of really cool bass instruments in here, by the way. But let's try using, I know my friend Wobble makes Theorem bass packs. Maybe we'll try dragging this in. So it's given us a sampler because this is technically a sample, but we can click on this sample and then hit the keyboard button. And now we can play this sample in any note that we like. This might sound cool with like some more effects or something. Let's add maybe a reverb. What do we have in this audio samples section? I know there's a bunch of stuff that I downloaded. Yeah, we'll go with like the little T-Pain sound here. Let's see what we can do with that. Maybe we just want one note at the start there, and we'll give it like a ton of reverb as well. So this could kind of be our sort of chorus, I guess. And then you can copy this over to another scene. We can change the name to like maybe verse. We'll take this A vocal and we'll leave that in. Maybe we'll take this island synth out. We'll just clear that. Oh, you know what would be cool is if we could filter this dirty womp sound. Let's click this little robot guy up here and then we'll find the filter in here and we'll just set it so that we're filtering a little bit lower. Cool. So let's work on the intro really quick. I might just put a little T-Pain guy at the start and that'll be our intro. And let's sort of piece this together. Let's see, intro, chorus. Okay, there we go. We got a little basic beat kind of mapped out here. Now, writing a song in Serato Studio doesn't have to end with the scenes. We can still add audio, remember? So maybe a good idea would be to have like a little riser sound. That one's pretty cool. We'll just drop this in here and we can kind of line it up. I love how you can see exactly what you're doing. That's cool. Now we have like a little transition sound. It was a bit loud, so we'll turn it down. Look at that. You dropped the sample in, it's automatically detected the key and changed it to match the key of your song. That's brilliant. So cool. I don't know if that sound specifically works exactly, but you kind of get the idea. You don't have to worry about including everything in your scenes because you can always put some one-off sounds in there and even drop acapellas. I have to try this again. Let's see what this sounds like.
Down to the floor, now let me see your hips. Oh, lean back, girl, you got some lean back.
Boom! We got a remix happening. This is so much fun. I love this software. It's so easy to use. It reminds me of when I first started producing and I was using this PlayStation game called Music. It's just so fun. You're dragging blocks in and just having a good time with it. It's really easy. I love it. Cool, so that's Serato Studio. I had a lot of fun playing with it, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Serato Studio is the best, most fully featured digital audio workstation out there, because it's not. There's a lot of limitations. You know, for example, you can only put 3 effects on any given thing at a time. You can't record anything in. So there's a lot of limitations there, but within those limitations, you're actually gaining a lot of simplicity, and that really appeals to those of you who are beginners and those of you who just want to do something fast. In that regard, I think Serato Studio is a great little tool to have. Cool. So thanks to Serato for sponsoring this video. If you want to try out Serato Studio for yourself, there'll be a link in the description. And don't forget about my discount code. You get 2 months free. So you might as well give it a try. Cool. Thanks for watching. Peace.